Chapter 3. Though it didn't normally require much thought, breathing seemed to be a thing Poppy's body wasn't doing naturally anymore. And to make matters worse, while she concentrated on trying to take a breath, her knees felt unnaturally hot, as though the heat of Dougal's body was leeching the mere inch of space between them to taunt her flesh. Despite the cool air brushing against her cheeks, her face felt hot, and she found herself looking anywhere but at him, now completely aware that he was having such an effect on her, in more ways than one. Of course there was the physical, but beyond that, her mind was buzzing in 1,000 different directions, as though someone had unscrewed the top of her head and dumped an entire bee farm inside her brain. Why was he being so nice? Nice was good. It was great, fantastic even, but he'd abruptly left her in London without a word. Why now? Why bother? Glaringly evident was the fact that Dougal Mackay was acting more concerned for their well-being than their own brother. That stung. She and Edward had used to be close. Before Mary. After Mary, there was a sudden change. No more pop-over visits. No more letters full of jests. No shopping trips and whirlwind journeys to London to take in the theatre. But despite the distance that had ebbed between them over the last 8 years or so, shouldn't he care a little bit? Though she supposed Edward thought he was doing a good deed by providing them with a roof over their heads, which, to his credit, meant they weren't homeless, and that was important. And knowing Mary and her resistance, he'd had to put his foot down to get them even that much. Also, hadn't it been her father who'd told her once never to expect more from someone than they'd proven willing to give? Edward had changed. And if the last 8 years were any indication, she should stop expecting more. Stop expecting the brother she had once known to come back to her. And if Edward and Mary didn't care about them, why did Dougal? She couldn't help but think that Dougal was up to something, popping up so fortuitously now. What was his ulterior motive? Try as she might, Poppy couldn't